Hey everyone, I'm going through my October book haul today. Hopefully, everyone had a nice Halloween, and appropriately, I do have quite a bit of horror stuff this month, so that's good. As usual, we'll start off with some of the more common authors, the ones everyone has. Got Stephen King, The Dead Zone. And Dean Koontz, The Eyes of Darkness. We don't tend to get these Berkeley ones here in Australia too often, I feel. I'm assuming this is printed in the US. Looks like it. Yeah, printed in the US. Alright, I got a James Herbert, The Ghosts of Sleeth. I got this from a Savers and it had a particularly nasty glue on it. So I've got to get better at removing glue. I think Savers here recently moved to a new sticker because they seem even harder to remove than previously. Another James Herbert, Once. He's got a step back. Cool. I think I've got pretty much every James Herbert book now, except maybe one. I don't think I have Ash. This next book I was extremely happy to find. I couldn't believe my luck. It's The Nest by Gregory A. Douglas. So yeah, there's the Savers sticker. I didn't want to remove it because this book is actually much tougher to get. So I'm going to invest in some of that glue remover stuff. I like the cover on this, but I think this is one where the American edition is much better. The zebra edition with the green landscape. Yeah, so don't pay crazy eBay prices. Sometimes you get lucky, you know. $3.50. Richard Lehman, Island. Quite like that image. The Others, D.M. Wind. This is quite a bit up copy, unfortunately. Bentley Little, Guests. This is the first Bentley Little I found, so I was really excited. Yeah, his books don't seem especially common around here. Awesome. Graham Masterton, The Pariah. Sick. This book is very bent, though, unfortunately. Someone's being sitting on it. Dennis Wheatley, To the Devil a Daughter. Yeah, another one that I don't dare get the sticker off just yet. I'll try to get it tomorrow, probably. Max Ehrlich, The Cult. Whispering Corner, Mark Ronson. Mark Ronson is famous for Ghoul, I think. I haven't found that one. Brian Lumley's Mythos Omnibus, Volume 1, which contains, it's not showing up very well in this light, it's The Burrowers Beneath, The Transition of Titus Crow, and The Clock of Dreams. If you watch my short fiction videos, I recently read Fruiting Bodies by Brian Lumley, and it was excellent. It was really, really good. So I'm excited to check out some of his longer stuff eventually. I should really make it a priority. This is in like mint condition, by the way. Look at that. Now this, I'm not too sure if it's going to be more horror or more of a like crime thriller type thing. My favorite's in suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. It says macabre there, chilling, spine-chilling, fiendish and diabolical. So I assume horror. Let's have a look. Now this is probably one of these things that exposes how not well read I am, because I only really know H.G. Wells and Daphne du Maurier. It'd be cool if someone could tell me, are these horror stories? Are these all horror stories? Or are a lot of these kind of like crime thrillers, suspense? Might be a mix. This is in awesome condition for 1963. Yep. Really glad to have another Hitchcock anthology in my collection. Another anthology, this time a hardback. Cutting Edge, edited by Dennis Etchison, who's in here. Yeah, some names I really want to check out. Carl Edward Wagner, Ray Russell. Yeah, looks like a good collection. Here's a hardcover I never see this author around, so I still thought I'd get it. It's Wolves at the Door by Tabitha King. Peace is the last thing in the minds of the 3 local hoodlums who start their reign of terror. In the face of horrific evil and violence, Liv Russell finds a hard-won instinct for survival, and with it, the nightmare has just begun. Looks like a home invasion thriller. Got that for $1, very pleased. Not entirely sure what this one is. Earth Sound by Arthur Herzog. Now I know The Swarm, and I think he also did Orca. So more horror novels. Just from the design of this and the title, I'm thinking it's a disaster thriller. But it does say terror-laden. And they're talking about Jaws of Hell and Wrath of God. I don't know, maybe there's something supernatural about this. Or maybe it's just a big earthquake. Who knows? All right, I got Spies by Richard Ben Sapir. He did the Destroyer series, or he's half of the Destroyer series. Looks like a political espionage thriller. Sinking a boat, I guess. Another political espionage thriller by the looks of it. I got this one just because the concept cracked me up. I've never heard of the author. David Madsen, USSA. So we've got United Soviet States of America. And the idea is that the US has taken over Russia. I don't know. The concept was just cool, so I grabbed it. This concept seems messed up from the start, though, because surely if America took over Russia, it wouldn't still be called the Soviet states. Anyway, whatever. Looks fun. Fun concept. Moving into more crime stuff now. Donald Hamilton, Assassins Have Starry Eyes, which was formerly called Assignment Murder. This is in pretty rough shape. That's okay, it was cheap. And I've got a ton of Ed McBains here. Ed McBain, Sadie When She Died. Ed McBain, Guns. Ed McBain, Three Blind Mice. There Was a Little Girl. Gladly the Cross-Eyed Bear. The Last Best Hope. And this is still McBain, but that's his legal name. Evan Hunter, Budwing. Looks like a romance novel from the cover. A man wakes up in Central Park, faced with this terrifying riddle: who am I? His quest takes him into the bustling city, to Chinatown and a wild spree with a sailor, an Italian all-night wedding feast, a scavenger hunt with an emotionally overcharged rich woman, to Harlem. Who am I? And then to the final shattering revelation. Interesting. (1968). Nice. Moving on to more adventure kind of stuff here. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan. The Beasts of Tarzan. Cool. More meds adventure, sci-fi kind of stuff. James Axler, Deathlands, Red Holocaust, which I think is the second Deathlands. It's an early one anyway. Yeah. So I assume number 2. They're only advertising one more. James Axler, Deathlands Starfall. Yep, much later in the series. Into science fiction stuff now. Frederick Pohl and Jack Williamson, Undersea Quest. This looks cool. I think this is the first Frederick Pohl book that I have. Dome World by Dean McLaughlin. Another undersea adventure looking one. Yeah, I don't know anything about this author. Just the cover looked cool. Joyleg by Ward Moore and Avram Davidson. This looks goofy. I don't know about this one. It was 50 cents, so I wasn't going to leave it there. But at the same time, I don't know. Looks a bit too silly for my tastes. Pyramid Stripe. Getting in the way of the picture, of course. Jack Vance, The Noom. So that's number 4, and I don't have any of the other ones. Sounds like Sword and Planet or Planetary Romance. Something like that. Mission of Gravity by Hal Clement. Oh, this is a weirder one. It's the novelization of the Final Fantasy movie. Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within by Dean Wesley Smith. Yeah, weird one. Happy to find this one. Philip K. Dick, Volume 1 of his collected short stories, Beyond Lies the Wub. Now I do have volume, I can't remember what volume, 3 or 4. I do have one of the other ones. I still haven't found any mass market paperbacks by Dick. So I'm still on the lookout. But I got lots of short stories now. There we go. That's what's in here. Yep, cool. I've got a few westerns, and they're all Louis L'Amour's. Louis L'Amour, Writing for the Brand. And this looks like short stories. There we go. I like that he gives little introductions to them all as well. Yep. And then we've got a few all in the Sackett series. I probably haven't put these in order, sorry. We've got the Sackett brand. Lonely on the Mountain. Also in the Sackett series, of course. And one more Sackett's. It's Ride the Dark Trail. A few miscellaneous things. I've got the novelization of David Lynch's The Elephant Man by Christine Sparks. Although it doesn't credit the screenwriter on the front here. Got the screenplay there. Based on the life of John Merrick, The Elephant Man, and not upon the Broadway play or any other fictional account. There you go. Cool. Okay, we've got a gothic romance. Daphne du Maurier, Jamaica Inn. And one last thing that I had to have when I saw it, although it's extremely beat up, it's Bronson, A Biographical Portrait by W.A. Harbinson. So yeah, just a short little biography of Charles Bronson. Yeah, I'll probably never read this one, but I'll definitely display it, I think. All right, that's it for October. In a few days, I'm going to post a short review of a Western, I think. So watch out for that. Thanks for watching. See you later.